Hello everyone, this is Shane with Boom Design Professionals, and today we're going to be going over some basic 3D commands, and we're going to be utilizing still shapes and creating a sample platform. To begin, we will be working in isometric views, so we'll select the items and select the bottom right hand corner of the view cube here. And next we're going to set the visual style to conceptual by using the drop down and selecting conceptual. And you can see this turned our cross shadows to multiple colors, and they correlate to the UCS that you see down in the bottom left corner. Next, when we select things, you'll now see a gizmo, and that is the round item here. When you begin yours, it may be set to move, and this will allow you to move items in a single direction using the grip handles instead of the move command. For us, we're going to right click on there and click rotate, and then that square in the middle of the circles, we're going to drag that to the bottom corner of our I-beam. And next we're going to use the circles here to rotate around the axis instead of using rotate 3D. So we can rotate, and you'll see without F8 on that you can rotate to any angle. With F8 on, it snaps to 90 degrees. So we'll just snap that there. And next, we will simply issue the extrude command. It's a little 12-inch section. And next, we're going to put in a W8 by 21. And we're going to want to do some similar things here. We're going to move the gizmo. If you see that you're editing the item, you can just hit escape. That will reset the gizmo. Put it down there. We are going to stand this beam up, and this time we're also going to rotate it along the Z-axis 90 degrees. And we're going to extrude a 12-inch piece. Now to move these, if we needed to put this beam 6 inches down the length of our original beam, we just move it from the center point to the end point there, and move it the 6 inches that we need. However, you will see that this is not the way steel beams are connected. There is some coping involved. So what we'll do, using the view cube as you saw, we will move to this view in the back, and we can simply measure from the web to the end of this other beam, and see that on the x-axis it's 3 1/8 inches. So we'll just move that 3 1/8 inch. Now looking at the side view, you will recognize this red line. And basically that is a cope cut, and this we are going to modify the cope cut just slightly. It's going to shut down 1/4 inch. And now we'll do the same thing as before and just extrude the red piece. And the red piece is the cutting surface. And the next command we're going to use, it's called subtract. issue the command subtract, and we want to subtract from this beam this coping cut. So we select the one beam, tell it OK. Now it's asking for the cutting item, and so we select that, and now we have a cope cut beam here at the end. And this is how these are actually connected. Next, we will make an angle clip out of an L 4x3. So let's draw 4x3, make it a 1/4 inch. But we'll make this clip about 6 inches long. And on this, we're going to want to move to a 2D wireframe view. So we're going to want to move this clip from the middle point of its back face. And we're going to put it in the middle of this cope cut here. And let me turn back on Conceptual. Let's see that we need to move it just a little bit. So we can just measure one edge to the other edge here. And in the x-axis, we need to go 1/4 inch. So back in the 3D view, we can simply move it 0.25. There we go. Next, if we want to put some bolts in there, say we're going to put a 3/4 inch diameter bolt in there. We would want to draw a circle with a diameter 13/16, and that's 1/16 larger than the bolt is. Extrude that also. Extrude it 1 inch. And once again, we'll be using the gizmo to rotate, and we're going to want this to rotate on the y-axis, 90 degrees there. And we're going to put these bolt holes from the center point of those, and we're going to put them on the middle point of the flange of the angle clip. And we're going to move them in 1 inch. We will make a copy. Okay, we will put more than one hole in there. Let's just look over here in this direction. And if you're in this direction and you want to move things in this direction, you'll see that the UCS is X and Z, and you will not be able to move things up in the Z axis. So a new command, UCS. You have several options. We're going to select View, and that now makes this are X and Y. So we can move this. And lastly, we will set the depth through the web. And we'll actually need 2 copies of these hole makers. Just copy from one point right back to that point. Next we will subtract one at a time. I-beam, we're going to subtract the holes. Angle clip, we're going to subtract the holes. And the next command we're going to learn is 3D orbit, 3DO. And we'll want to select an item for us to orbit around first, and then we can do 3DO. And you can see we've made those holes quite nicely. And they indeed have gone through the web of the beam also. To get the UCS back to normal, we will just type UCS, W for world, and then we will type plan. This will return us to the plan view, the top-down view. Now if we go to a 2D view, you can see what you would normally see in a 2D platform drawing. Profile views are done, your elevation views are done.